So we're here with Jim McDonnell at the Marriott Hotel in Greenwich. Just had the press conference for James DeGale's next fight, which is going to be taking place on the 22nd of November in Liverpool. How much do you know about James's opponent on that night?
I know he's very tough. I know he's a Mexican. I know he's boxed for the WBC world title. I know he's been in the top 10 always. He's a live wire. He's not a typical Mexican, as James actually said. He's tall, very tall for a super middleweight division, and boxes at a high work rate. And he's a dangerous opponent. And James has got to be completely switched on and in the zone. And it's like another final eliminator for the world title, because if you get beat, you get eliminated. So James gets off on that challenge, that buzz. That's what adrenalises him, and he'll be ready.
And of course, the last time we saw James in action was at Wembley Stadium, where he won his fight to become mandatory for Carl Froch's world title. What has it been like since then to now?
It's been frustrating. James wanted to fight for the world title in his next fight, if all things had been put together properly. And Carl Froch wanted the fight would be happening now. But for whatever reason, like, people got their own ways to go, different routes to travel, different journeys to accomplish. So right now James has had to take another fight, and James being James, he didn't want no soft touch, he didn't want no tick over, and he always likes testing himself against the best, including when he won his Olympic gold medal. So here he goes. He's boxing probably the best opponent of his career, to be real.
And James, of course, mentioned in the press conference there was a very short list of his next opponents. Who are some of the other people on that list, and why did you choose this opponent?
I think you've only got to look in the world rankings; they're all in the top 10. So, and I think Periban's the one that's come to the front. So obviously that tells you a lot about his character as well. He's a real tough gun. Boxed for the world title, always been ranked very high with WBC, and he's only lost when he has lost to the very, very best. And James needs to prove once again that he is, as I've already said to today's special, he's the best in the world right now at 168, and he'll deal with it.
And up in the press conference, Eddie Hearn mentioned he's got a date booked at the O2 for January 31st. Is that when we could see James DeGale in the ring against Carl Froch for that world title? Well,
James will definitely be there. I can't speak for Carl. If they say that's the date for the world title, whoever's in the other corner, James will be there. But like I say, I can't speak for Carl Froch, but James 100% will be there to answer that bell and win that world title.
And if it's not Carl Froch that he fights, who are some of the other world champions that you've got on the radar? Who will James fight if he doesn't fight Carl Froch on that night?
Right now, the IBF mandatory behind James would be a Mexican called Ramirez, who's a 6'3" southpaw, undefeated in 28 contests, 24 by knockout. So that ain't no easy touch either. So that's a real tricky fight.
And your gut feeling, do you think we will see James DeGale versus Carl Froch?
Yeah, I hope so. I think it'd be good for British boxing. Carl's never ducked a challenge. I don't think he's going to start doing that now. If he's going to continue to box Carl, then his next fight is James DeGale. Only Carl Froch knows whether he's going to continue with his career. I don't think, maybe he might want to go and box Kessler or something, and James would box someone else, then they could box. But I can really see Carl Froch's next fight maybe being the one where he walks out on. I'm surprised that he never done it after the George Groves fight, because of what seems to have gone out in front of 80,000 people. As he's continuing to box and James is mandatory, then hopefully we do see the fight between James and Carl. I'm sure it's a fight that British boxing fans will enjoy.
Thank you so much, Jim, and hopefully speak to you soon.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Thank you.